Last year, I found the most fun car I could find for under $10,000, which I chose to be the 2013 Fiat 500 Abarth.
That was a fun little car, yeah.
And then you chose the best car under $60,000.
I did, yeah. I'd even say the best car under 50. Our video was under 60, but that was an awesome car. I still think that statement holds true.
The 2015 F-Type R, rear-wheel drive, that is.
It was a lot of fun.
That car was awesome. Both of those cars were pops and bangers.
Yeah, and one
Boom,
thing
boom.
that was similar about those two cars, other than the pops and bangs from the exhaust, was the fact that they were both unique cars.
They were very unique, very rare.
Absolutely. And what we are standing in front of now is far from rare.
Yeah, very mass production vehicles. Both have LS's, both from GM.
But
what are we doing in front of these things?
What I can say is the one that we are standing by is probably in today's day and age
Get out of here.
the best
Get
performance
out
car
of here.
you can buy in 2020
No.
for under $20,000.
No, it's not. That is. That
Ladies
is.
and gentlemen,
That is.
the best performance car.
You listening? No.
1999
No, it is not.
Chevrolet Corvette.
Okay, how much power does it have?
345 American horsepowers.
What about that? That is 405.
It only has 400.
Okay, basically 405.
Which one's faster?
Well, around a track that.
If I'm
Around a
driving,
track,
the
that
Corvette
car
is
is
faster.
like
If I'm
20 seconds
driving
faster on the
that,
Nürburgring.
then that car's faster. So
That
it's
car is
pretty much
faster,
the
like
driver.
20 seconds
He doesn't
faster on the
even know what he's
Nürburgring. They're like
talking
dead even in a straight line.
So guys, in today's video, we're just going to tell you what we came up with, why we came up with the best performance car, the most fun you can get out of a car for under $20,000.
The most fun car under 20 grand, you picked a Chevrolet Corvette, huh?
I absolutely did, and I'll start off with sharing some of my opinion on the Corvette.
Okay.
I've always been a fan of the underdog, the more unique car, whether that's just a trim line, a color, a production number. I just always like having something that stands out from the crowd a little bit, and the Corvette is so far from that that it's never been very appealing to me. There's a lot of stereotypes that go with the Corvette, especially the C5. We have almost 300,000 produced from 97 to that 2004 model year.
There's quite a few of them.
In the convertible form like this, there's only 70,000, but still, that's huge.
Here we go.
Huge. And
Rare
then
car, huh?
on this particular one,
boy.
we've got the magnesium. The magnesium
Oh, and I
wheels.
bet those are rare too,
They are
aren't
rare.
they? Oh, yeah.
In 1999, they were a $3,000 option to put on a Corvette.
Okay. And how many Corvettes were made with those wheels?
About 2,000.
Yeah.
In 1999, there's about 2,000. The magnesium wheels, as time went on, they got cheaper and less rare. However, I think they look kind of cool. But anyways, I've never been a fan of this car simply because everyone else has one.
Yeah, there's just about every person.
And I've never
in the world
even
has
given
one.
this car a chance for that exact same reason. I have to say the reason I bought this car was the price, the power, and I just wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to give it a fair chance to see what everyone else loved about these, why they were so popular, and I was taken back a little bit.
All right, you and me, we need to have a serious talk. Our videos, they do pretty well. We've been doing YouTube videos for about a year and a half now. We have only 5.3 thousand subscribers. Come on, guys, with the amount of views we get, let me show you some specs right here. 97.9% of you guys are not subscribed. What the heck are you doing? Scroll down, hit the subscribe button. If our videos are that bad, you can always unsubscribe later. Just help us grow as a channel. And come on, just hit the subscribe button. Stop being lazy. The thing about the C5 Corvette, especially this one in particular, is just the car that you get for the money that you're spending. You get the super reliable LS1 that is just a killer motor all around.
Yeah.
Fantastic 5.7 liter V8. You got the 50-50 weight distribution with the transaxle because the transmission is in the back of this car.
First time the Corvette did that.
It is the first time it did that, and it has the fantastic Tremec T56. So
Yep.
amazing transmission, amazing motor, great great weight distribution, and it also has fantastic aerodynamics. Like this was a very, very fast car when it came out for the money.
Yeah, so this car can do a 0 to 60 run in the same manner that my 2012 Challenger could do, this is probably actually a little quicker. You could probably, if you hit all the gears, cram them just right, a 5-second 0 to 60. I think that's very realistic in this car.
Oh, I think that's fully realistic for sure.
And that was what my 2012 Challenger could do. So this is 12 years before the Challenger technology that could still perform with that. Obviously, it could outhandle that big boat that I had. And like you were saying, you have the aerodynamics, you have this awesome motor, this awesome transmission. You can have this rowdy car that can still throw down like 30 miles to the gallon if you're just cruising.
For sure. We haven't even introduced this car yet. This is the 2004 Cadillac CTS-V, the car of my choice for the best car under $20,000. What do you think?
So if you were to ask me, without driving either one, just saying which car would you rather have, I would pick the V all day, any day of the week.
This thing looks cool.
So if I had never been in one, if I had never driven one, I would say hands down, I would pick a CTS-V any day.
They look so much better than the Corvette.
And that goes back to my original or previous statement where I was saying the rarity. Like, there was only a couple thousand of these made for the most part.
That is true.
Throughout its first generation.
The V1's pretty rare.
Yeah, so what was it, like 2004 to 2007?
2004 to 2007, 2004 and 2005 are the only ones built with this motor, which is the LS6 C5 engine.
Right.
And then 2006, 2007 was the LS2, the C6 base engine.
Gotcha. And yeah, from the production numbers, there's a year that had 2,000, a year that had 1,300, there was a year that had like 800. So the production numbers of the version 1 CTS-V,
they're pretty low.
Were pretty low, amazingly low when you compare it to a C5.
Yeah.
For that reason, this appeals to me a lot more, and I've always been appealed to a sedan that can get down and boogie.
The thing about the V versus the Vet is the V and the Vet in a straight line are about dead even.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a track, all the numbers show that this car is dramatically faster around a track.
I think it's pretty obvious when you drive the two as well.
Yeah.
Like you have the whole leaf spring setup, which is fun and cool technology in the C5 Corvette. However, it feels flighty. It feels like a boat. You don't have confidence when you hit bumps in a corner in that, which you do in the CTS-V.
Yeah, you for sure do. But the other thing about this versus that has reliability all around, very minor flaws here and there. This has the same rear differential as the V6 CTS-V. It's known to just explode under heavy acceleration from a stop. It has the sloppiest factory shifter I've ever experienced.
Oh, yeah.
And the clutch is barely even noticeable.
Yeah, when you drive the two in factory form, the Corvette gives off the sensation of a sports car as far as the shifter and the clutch. This felt pretty sloppy.
Yeah, I ended up throwing the Creative Steel short throw shifter in it, which dramatically changed the performance.
It feels more like the Corvettes now.
Yeah, it feels a lot more like the Corvettes. I really like the way it feels. Both you and me have some seat time in each one of these cars.
We do.
I think we should just talk about them. Just break it down and talk about how we truly feel about each one of these cars, driving them in just about every way. When it comes to performance, when it comes to driving on the highway, when it comes to just out for a fun cruise.
I do fully believe that these are two of the best options out there when we're talking about some of the fun cars that you can buy for under $20,000.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, they do have some age to them. We're talking about a 21-year-old and, you know, nearing a 20-year-old car.
Yeah.
So with that, there can be some complications, but it's awesome that there's a lot of people that just store these things and hide them in corners of their garage and go years without driving them. and you're looking at two low mileage examples.
Yeah,
So,
what do you got? Like 30-something thousand?
under 40,000, and I think you're right around 50.
I just broke 50. Not
Yeah,
too
so
long
these
ago.
are good examples of what the cars were like new. There's not too much on them that has wore out yet. So this is real world experience of what the cars were like new.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy that. So it's cool that you can get a car like this, which both of them had near or over $50,000 price tags in those early 2000 model year, we'll say.
Yep.
And today you can have one for under $20,000. So driving the C5 Corvette, I enjoy it because it does a nice job of having a balance of being a sports car as well as just an awesome cruiser. Obviously we're in the convertible form, so that adds a level of enjoyment to a toy car. There's other rowdy versions, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the base C5 Corvette in convertible form with a 6-speed. I say the 6-speed has to, it's a must.
It is an absolute must. The 4-speed auto, that's just lame.
Yeah, it's
Come
lame.
on.
It takes the whole aspect of fun out of the car,
Yeah.
in my opinion. There's something just about going through the gears. We have aftermarket exhaust on both cars, which I feel is just a must.
It is a must,
it's a
especially
simple-
with a naturally aspirated small block V8.
Yeah, it's a simple modification that just adds to the experience.
Yeah. What I really like about driving the C5 Corvette is, yes, the steering wheel sucks. However, the steering wheel placement, being like 2-3 inches away from the shifter, how close the pedals are, how each of the pedals feel, the gas pedal response, and just how the car feels driving. You can feel it has a good weight distribution. I love the way it feels going through the gears. Just being able to quick shift, grab the wheel again. You got the heads-up display, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it still is good even today.
It's just a very enjoyable car to drive. It's definitely not one I feel I'd want to go take to Road America or a bigger track. Great autocross car.
No, yeah, I don't look at the base as a track car.
It can be. I've ridden in some high-speed corners with you, and I've taken a couple myself, not that many. But yeah, like you've said, at the high-speed cornering, the thing feels choppy. You can feel it wants to hop a little bit.
You feel uneasy.
Yeah.
You really have to work to get the base C5 to get it where you want to go.
Yeah.
Your biceps are tensing up. You're holding on to the wheel.
It's a fantastic experience.
Yeah, it's a fun sports car, but at the same time, you can throw it into 6th gear and you can get like over 30 miles to the gallon.
Oh, it really is a joy to drive. The only thing that sucks that I would struggle with on a long road trip is the seats. I would have to put some different seats in it, which isn't a big deal. It's not inexpensive.
They're fine. They do have lumbar and stuff. But that's part of the issue with buying a car this old. So I love to tinker on cars, right?
Yeah.
I love to tinker, but usually I love to tinker, you know, with your basic maintenance stuff, but more customization, performance, fun stuff. When you buy a car that's this old, you get to a point where stuff just starts wearing out because of age.
Yeah, for sure.
So instead of playing with tinkering on a performance standpoint, you're doing basic repairs. What do you think about the CTS-V and zipping that around?
You know, I'm pleasantly surprised because I almost bought a C6 base, and I didn't enjoy driving it. Like, I did not enjoy driving it. So this came up as a deal, and I couldn't really pass the deal up. I was worried I wasn't going to enjoy driving it because I really wanted the C5 Z06 was the plan. And I've driven the C5 Z06, and this isn't that far off. It really isn't. It's got a great steering feel. Like, the steering is fantastic on this car. The turn in, you feel like you have so much confidence. The car is very planted around corners. It's light for highway driving, but as soon as you get into those tight corners, it tightens up. You have great feedback, and I'm very pleasantly surprised with that. With the short throw shifter, very fun going through the gears. You still don't have the greatest clutch feel, but it really is just a joy to drive.
Yeah, when you actually get out and start driving the car aggressively, I would pick the CTS-V any day over a base Corvette.
Yeah.
And that it just gives you more confidence, both in the brakes and the turn-in.
There is no doubt about it. That car is more fun cruising around just because of the convertible and the sitting position.
Yep.
But yeah, always performance, I would pick the V. You got the 4-piston Brembos at each corner where the brakes are just kind of lacking on the base C5. Even the Z06 didn't get big brakes.
Right.
So that was like, the V was the first GM car to ever get big brakes.
So I think the way we could summarize this is, if you want a performance car under $20,000, that you get more of the thrill or the actual performance steering, the performance driving experience, I'd go with the V. If you're after a $20,000 or under car that's just, it's more of a fun sports car that's an enjoyable experience, I say the Corvette wins all day.
Oh yeah, I fully agree with that. But the thing is, if you're saying that you could modify the Corvette to turn the way this does, the issue with that is the weird leaf spring setup they got going on. They have a sideways leaf spring in the front and the rear, and I don't know exactly what the issue is that makes it steer the way it does, but I have a feeling that probably has something to do with it. Where this has the very standard, it's got the, whatever it's called, struts with upper and lower control arms. So this is a lot more standard, it's a lot different.
Better brakes, better performance, fun to cruise in.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video on Performance on Wheels. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below which you would pick, the CTS-V or the C5 base. I know that in my case, I think I would stick with the V. You know, it'd be fun to drive this every once in a while and fun to drive this every once in a while, but if I were to pick one overall, I do think I would pick the V. Excited to have some track days over summer. Comment down below some other videos you'd like to see on these two cars. Have a great day.